So everyone, welcome today to the Funnel Hacks webinar. I'm excited to have you guys here today. And this training is basically kind of a bonus training we're doing with you guys for a couple reasons. First off, a lot of you guys have been getting funnels built out. In fact, I just saw Stacy posted up here. She said, I must have a Russell ClickFunnels addiction in a good way to be on a webinar at 5 p.m. on a Friday. So, so anyway, I love watching this stuff, you guys. I've been watching our Facebook group has been blowing up. You guys sharing what's been happening and all the funnels you guys are creating, and it's really inspiring and exciting for us. And so, what we wanted to do though is we want to do a bonus training today because I know that those guys have been in the Funnel Hacks members area. One of the things down here, now that your funnels are done, you're getting excited about getting into traffic, and the instant traffic hacks here is if you've logged in there, you know that it's the older version of the members area, and we're like literally probably a week, maybe a week and a half away from having the entire new training up, and it's amazing. And the old stuff's all good. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not like irrelevant anymore. But there's some really, really cool stuff coming out. And so we wanted to kind of do a webinar today to give you guys, those of you guys who are ready to do some traffic and ready to dive in, the tools you need to get started so we're not holding you back at all. So that's kind of the game plan for today. And we're going to be basically talking about 3 different types of traffic hacks. And there's tons of ways to drive traffic, as you guys know. There's like hundreds and hundreds of different things that you can do. But I'm going to be focusing on the 3 core ones that generate, for us, probably about 98% of the traffic in our company. And so that's what we're going to be focusing on today. And we're not going to go super deep on any of them. We'll probably spend 20 minutes or so on each one. And then in the members area, we'll have videos that complement each of these. And so I'll make sure that I get the videos. So for example, John, I'm going to introduce him here in a minute. He'll be talking about Facebook. And he's going to talk about kind of an overall strategy. And then I will have in the members area the videos he's talking about that dig deeper. I'm going to be talking about solo ad hacks. And I'm going to give you guys videos that dig deeper. And so all of those things, same to media buying hacks. All those things will be right here in the members area underneath traffic hacks. I will have those in there today because I'm leaving town tomorrow, so I'll have those in there today, all the extra training videos. I also will be adding the launch funnels video from earlier this week in there. So, and then this video should hopefully be up, well, as soon as I get it back, I'll put it in there as well. So that's kind of the game plan for today. Does that sound like fun, you guys? Very, very cool. All right, cool. Awesome. Oh, cool. We have some guys who just joined today. So you guys are jumping in on the traffic module, which is really, really cool. All right, cool. So that's kind of game plan. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce you guys to one of my partners in crime here. His name is John Parks, and John's been working with me now for a long time. He is my finisher. He helps me get all these projects launched and rolled out. He's also become one of our main traffic guys here. He does all of our Facebook ads, a lot of our media buying, like just does a ton of stuff. Super talented guy. And someone that I just respect and just one of my favorite people in this whole world. And so John's going to come on and, like I said, he's going to share with you guys some of the Facebook hacks that he does for us, for our company. And you guys all know this stuff works because you probably see my ads every single day in front of your face all day long. People always, when I go to events, people always come up to me like, hey, Russell, I feel like I know you because I see your ad every single day. I see your face every day in my news feed. And that means he's doing his job perfectly. So it's really, really good. So he's going to share with you guys some Facebook strategy stuff, and then like I said, I've got a whole bunch more videos of him that dig a lot deeper that we'll post in the members area, and so the goal for you guys is to look at, again, 3 strategies we're covering today. Look at each of those, and then the one that gets you most excited, dig into that one first for your funnel, and we'll kind of go from there. So I'm going to pass the screen and the microphone over to John Parks here for a few minutes to have him kind of share with you some of his Facebook hacks. So John, are you there right now?
I'm here, yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Awesome, I can hear you. So I gotta find you, make you a presenter. Let's see.
All right.
All right, you've got control now.
Okay,
hopefully.
Let's see, is it showing the right screen? Can you guys see my Facebook ad here?
Boom, I can see it.
All right, perfect. Okay, we're ready to go.
All right. Cool.
Okay, so about Facebook, let's talk about Facebook and Facebook ads. So when it comes to Facebook ads, one thing that I think a lot of people could use more experience on and often have questions about is targeting the ad, right? I mean, most of you can imagine some kind of an image to put with your ad and some text or some ad copy to write and stuff like that. And those pieces right there, they can be learned, and like Russell said, we'll have some videos to teach you some good strategies on those. But when it comes to like who your ad shows to, that's what I want to focus on today and help you guys realize the potential that we've got here. So just a couple scenarios, some ideas, so you get your mind working. How many of you, and I'll ask you guys to respond here in the question bar, how many of you think you could afford an ad on the Super Bowl? You guys see those Super Bowl ads? How many of you think you could afford one of those for your small business? All right, I've got one yes and a whole lot of no's. Great, I gotta get to know that guy who said yes. That's awesome. So, and then how targeted do you think those ads are? I mean, how many people are watching the Super Bowl, right? And how many different types of people? You've got men, you've got women, you've got children potentially watching the Super Bowl. You've got, every age range, right? And so, because it's such a broad audience and hitting to so many people, it's not the best place for a small business to be advertising, right? It's a fine place for Coca-Cola to be advertising, or GoDaddy, or some of these monster companies, but it's not good for small businesses. Even if you could drum up the $10 million or however much it takes to run one ad on there, it probably wouldn't be a good idea because it's just not the right fit, So because of that, people have gone smaller and more targeted. So maybe you have the idea of putting up a billboard on the freeway, right? How targeted is a billboard on the freeway? It's not very targeted. It's just there on the freeway, and it hits everybody, whether they're 90 years old and still driving, or whether they're 2 years old and looking out the window. So not targeted. Cool. So what's amazing about Facebook is our ability to target, right? You can target, say you have an ad in this. I'm going to use this example today, a dog training ad. You can go here into your interest bar here, into your section right here. After you've done the other kind of targeting, like you can isolate by age, by gender, by language, by country, things like that. But then there's this interest bar. When you click in it, it expands, and there's a bunch of pre-filled out sections. These are big broad things you could choose. But also you can type anything into the interest bar, and as long as Facebook has something that matches, you can run ads to that interest. So we could go as targeted as dog training, right? So as I hover over dog training, look a bit to the right here, and you can see that there's 9 million people right now that Facebook has identified as people who've been interested in dog training. Okay, are we more targeted at this point? Are we more targeted than a freeway billboard? I zoomed in on the age, thinking that they probably are going to be homeowners, people who have dogs, right? So they're going to be maybe between 30 and I can go up into retirement. There's quite a few dogs in retirement. Both genders like dogs, language, stuff like that. So right now we're more targeted. But the thing is that how many other people out there do you think are trying to sell some dog training ebook, some dog training, course, dog training videos, things like that? Quite a few other people, and they have the same thought, that they're all just typing in dog training, right? So much so that there's a huge audience, 9 million potential audience. And when I zoom in here to the age and the countries, it brings it down to 3.4 million, but still really broad. The problem here is that me, for example, I don't have a dog. I had a dog when I was younger, and so maybe when I was younger and I had my Facebook page, somewhere along the line I clicked something that showed Facebook that I was interested in dog training, but it might have been 10 years ago or 5 years ago or something. Currently, I'm not in the market for any kind of dog training. If I were to see an ad on Facebook about buying your ebook on dog training, I wouldn't take action. It'd be an ad spend. You'd be spending to put that ad in front of me, and it would be irrelevant to me, right? So we want to get even tighter, even more targeted. So just doing dog training right there is a lot better than doing a freeway billboard, but we're still too broad. So the secret I want to teach you today is about zooming way in and finding the second, the third, the fourth degree interests. The ones that the only people who are going to get to those, who are going to like those, who are going to be interested in those, are people who are very much into dog training, who are very much looking. They're in that realm. They're the active buyers. They're in that industry, right? So how we're going to do this is by using a variety of search engines. Who can throw out there some different search engines that are on the internet? What are some big ones? Right, Google, perfect. What's another really big search engine? Bing is a really big search engine. YouTube, Yahoo, right? Yahoo is a good search engine. YouTube, most people don't think about that, but it's one of the largest. How about this one? How about Amazon? Do you ever go to Amazon and search for things as a very large search engine? How about Facebook itself? Very large search engine. Pinterest, good point. Okay, so we're going to use these kind of search engines to find potential second, third, and fourth degree deeper interests that are going to make sure that so the goal here, the goal that I'm teaching you today is that every dollar of ad spend, every dollar you spend to run your ads, we want to put that ad in front of somebody who's a potential buyer. We don't want to waste any of our money putting that ad in front of somebody who doesn't even have a dog, right? So first off, let's go over here to Google, right? So here's Google. Come up here. You can see I did it beforehand, but I'll show you what I did. Just typed in dog trainer. Okay, so the results come up. These are the ads. Amazon and Animal Behavior College. And these are the local ones. I'm going to go broader because I'm going to do a dog training ebook that's just broad. It works for anybody in an English-speaking country who can read my ebook, right? So how many people do you think know about or are involved with the Association of Professional Dog Trainers who aren't involved with dog training? Pretty minimal, right? Yeah. So here we found a second degree, a deeper interest. So the question now is the Association of Professional Dog Trainers, or it looks like they abbreviate themselves APDT, or do they have a Facebook presence? And if they do, will Facebook let us target it? So let's take away this one that's too big and too broad, and let's look for the Association of Professional Dog Training. Is it here? It is. Association Pet Dog Training. There it is, right? So it is there. It does exist in Facebook, and looks like there might have been an event here too. So I'm grabbing them right there. So now we have two deep interests, and you can see that the numbers here are way smaller, the amount of people who have shown interest in these things. So 2,000. That's not a lot, and our potential reach is not high yet. I want this to be closer to 100,000 or so. Maybe 50,000 would work. But I'm just getting started, right? So I need to continue to find these deeper interests. Some of them are going to have Facebook presence and some of them aren't. But maybe the Animal Behavior Colleges. Let's find out. So if we can't find it right here, we can go and pull up Facebook and use their search engine to see if we can find, there we go. So it does exist here in Facebook, the Animal Behavior College. They do have enough likes to potentially show up as an interest for my ad. So these interests right here, these are people who, so just so you can see, I pulled this up. These are people who actively said, when creating their Facebook profile, I am interested in these things, right? And you can do that. You can say, I have interest in skiing and sledding and dog training and ballroom dancing and things like that. They can also be, this interest category can be pages that people have liked and other closely related topics. And so what we're going to search for is pages. So here we are. We found the Animal Behavior College is 34,000. So let's see if we can get this to pull up in a Facebook interest. And if we can't, there it is. All right. And you can tell the amount of people here at 34,000 is similar to the likes here, 34,000. So we hit it right on the head. So there we have, again, a deeper, a second degree, a third degree interest. That's exactly the type of people who we want to show our ad to. Okay, so you can continue to do that on Facebook. You can look for other ones, and I guess we started over here in Google. So you can continue to go down here and just keep looking. Who are, look at this website. Does it have a Facebook presence? Is it the right size? Is it who we want? Quick and dirty tips about dog training. So we just keep digging deeper and deeper. So we need to just find these smaller hidden interests. And so let's say we've done this with Google and we've spent a good hour doing this and we found a lot of them, and we move on, right? So we come over here to, let's do Amazon. Amazon is a search engine. this is great because people on Amazon have books and, you know, and audios and videos and products and things that are for sale. And since they are here in Amazon, they're obviously businesses trying to sell and make money. And so they'll often have Facebook presence because, you know, they know that getting the word out there is important. So here's a book, 101 Dog Tricks. So the author is Kyra Sundance, or Kyra Sundance, depends on how you want to say that. So let's go over here in Facebook and see if we can find Miss Sundance. Is she on Facebook? She is. There she is. She's got 7,000 fans. Great. So anybody who knows who that author is and has liked her is obviously involved in dog training. They bought the book. They're reading the book, right? So that's exactly the target audience we want. So then we just keep going through Facebook. We keep finding authors. We keep finding book titles, and trying to see if they have pages here in Facebook. So here's one right. Let's look up this one right here. Cesar Millan as an author. Looks like he has a lot of books about dogs. Let's find out more about him here on Facebook. There he is. There's his fan page. Okay, he is huge at 8 million likes. So here's a dog guy that is huge, 8 million likes. So we're trying to figure out why. Why is he that big? Well, it looks like he has a TV show, right? He has a TV show, Cesar 911. I think he's also called The Dog Whisperer, has a TV show, The Dog Whisperer. So he's big, and he's so big that I'd actually disqualify him for being one of our interests because he's a celebrity, right? He's got TV shows. I could have at one time sat down in front of HDTV, you know, and after watching some rehab show, The Dog Whisperer came up. I watched it, thought it was interesting, and when I saw him on Facebook, clicked like. But again, I'm not our target audience, right? I haven't read any dog training books. I don't even have a dog at home. So this is too big. This celebrity type people, we're going to be end up spending dollars on ads to the wrong people if we go this big. So we'll cross him off. But what might be interesting is who does he like, right? Who are other people on his page that he happens to like? That might help us drill down. So again, we're just trying to reach out and get deeper and deeper. So looking through here, and I want to stay very specific. I mean, here's a pet photographer, and I could do that if I wanted to, bring in a pet photographer, but I want to stay as specific as I can because Facebook allows me to. Like here's an animal rescue team, but again, I'm looking more for just really specific into dog training. So yes, Cesar Millan is here, you know, with a huge audience, but I'm going to skip over him. Okay, so on Amazon, you can continue to search by those keywords, find the authors, find the books, find the topics and the products, come over here to Facebook, use Facebook search to see if they have a Facebook presence. If they do, then target them if it looks right. Okay, so that's how you use Amazon as a great search engine. Okay, so here we are on YouTube. How we're going to use YouTube as a search engine to find our targets. Is this expanding your guys' understanding of how you can use Facebook interests? Respond back to me here and let me know if this is giving you a whole new angle on things, because up to this point, you know, before I started doing this, it was like, you know, I'd go into Facebook and I'd create a Facebook ad and I'd say, well, it's an ad about dog training, so I'm going to just target dog training. And then there I am competing with all the other people who did the same thing in there, hitting just people who've liked dog training. And half my ad spend is going to who knows who doesn't even have a dog anyway. They just happen to have clicked it. So zooming in like this is going to make sure that your ad spend is very, very efficient. Okay, cool. And I like doing this live here so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. So, you know, I'm sure I'm going to stumble upon something that doesn't even have an interest. So I see this as Zach George Dog Training Revolution. He's all over Facebook here. Or YouTube. He's optimized on YouTube quite a bit. Does he have a Facebook presence? Let's find out. Zach George's Dog Training Revolution. Let's see what we can find. I forgot the name. Zach George. There's some Zach Georges. I don't see that fellow yet. See if we can find pages that might match Zach George. No, let's try to use this company then. Dog Training Revolution. Don't think that, there we go. He does have a page, but it's very small with only 3 people who like it as a topic, I guess. Huh. So yeah, he doesn't have any Facebook presence that I can find. I mean, we could keep trying. You know, maybe you can try parts of this, maybe click into some of these Zach Georges and see if, oh, here we go. Found him. There he is. So yeah, he does exist. It's a good size. It's not huge. I wouldn't know about him. He doesn't look like he's some mass celebrity. I wouldn't know about him unless I was interested in dog training. So I would definitely do Zach George, if we can find him. Oh, I'm spelling it wrong. That's why I can't find him. There he is, right? So there we go. We found another one. We're using YouTube. And again, you can keep going through YouTube. You can change your keyword instead of dog training. You can go to dog trainer. We can go to dog training tips. We can go to train my dog, right? Just use different varieties of keywords to get different results here. Here's a Dr. Richardson. Maybe there's a Dr. Richardson on Facebook we could find, right? Cool. So that's how you use YouTube. Any questions on YouTube? You guys saw that I was spelling it wrong before I did. Good eye, and that's a good lesson right there. You got to spell it right or the search engines don't give you back the right result. Cool, cool. Okay, now how do you use Facebook itself? So without the other search engines, without using Google, without using YouTube or Amazon or Yahoo or Bing or anything like that, let's just use Facebook to help search. So let's start with dog training, just really broad, and we're going to go deeper. So here's a bunch of pages about it, right? And we can click on those and kind of see if this is going to be what we want to work with. You can see right here a quick preview. This one only has 237 likes. That's not big enough for Facebook to put it over here in the interest. It needs to have, oh, probably the smallest I've seen is, is a few thousand. So it needs to at least have that size, and people need to be interacting with it for Facebook to call it an interest. So these are all too small. But look at this. Dog training is a broad interest, more of a Facebook topic. This isn't a page. It's just it's a topic, right? But if we pull this page up on Facebook, and we scroll down, Facebook has identified pages that relate to the idea of dog training. Here's Cesar Millan again, the dog whisperer at 8 million likes, and so we don't want him. He's too big. He's too much of a public figure. But look at all these related pages. So who's Victoria Stilwell? She's an English dog trainer. So we could, we could come over here and look for her, Victoria Stilwell, and there she is. Now, some people might say that this might be too big, because I do see that she's a TV show. She's not as big as Cesar, so you could choose her or not choose her. Depends on how we're doing over here. 50,000. So we're getting there. We're getting there without her, so we might leave her out just to make sure that our ad spend is really efficient, right? But if you're hurting for potential reach, you can add her in. Anyway, so that's that. So once I get this, and again, I'm only spending 15, 20 minutes with you here, but I could spend, I'd suggest you spend a couple hours doing this. This is a very important part about your advertising. And once you do it, goodness sake, remember it. Take a screenshot, write it down, whatever. And so you have all your interests that you've researched, and so you can run a variety of ads in the future to this same topic in this same group. But that is how you get second, third, fourth degree, deeper and deeper interests, right? I'll just show you one more thing here. So here's Victoria Stilwell. We're thinking she might be a little too big, but if we scroll down, look at the other, so here, maybe I'd call this a third degree, and then she's a second degree because we found her out of searching. Third degree is, well, what dog things are on her page? What are pages related to her? What are pages that she's liked by her fan page, right? So you can go deeper and deeper, and then off of that page, what's even deeper than that page? What's even deeper than that page? And you just keep going like that. So what do you guys think? Is that broadening your horizons? You guys, is your gear spinning? Figuring out how you can dig into your niches really well? Cool. Great. Good stuff. Well, Russell, I think that I think they've got a lot to think about here on Facebook. I am about done. If you want to go ahead and take it back.
Cool. Sorry, I was trying to figure out how to unmute myself. So very
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that hopefully we want to get John want to kind of give you guys an overview of that so that you start thinking about that piece of it. And now with John, talk about really quick the videos I'm going to be posting in the members area for these guys that dig a lot deeper. Can you go through what's going to be on those 4 or 5 videos? Because I know that's like how you take this now to the next level.
Exactly. Yeah. So I've got a bunch of Facebook videos that Russell's going to have in there. I've got videos that show you how to make good decisions when you're choosing your Facebook images. There's good ideas and bad ideas when it comes to Facebook images. How to make copy. Now with Facebook ads, there's not a lot of copy you need to write. It's not a long form sales letter or anything, but you need to write a headline and maybe a little body text. So kind of how to go about doing that quickly with some interesting social media style headlines. How to do that. How to with targeting here, I hit one aspect of targeting. There's three or four others that I'm going to hit in various videos, so you guys will learn how to, other strategies to dig deep or to dig laterally or to, use custom audiences and things like that. So you'll learn more about targeting. I'll go through entire A to Z about creating an ad. If you haven't done that yet, you can watch that and watch me create an ad right before your eyes, so you can just follow along. And then lastly, I have a video in there that teaches you how to optimize your ads. So once you have some ads running, you can always improve, right? And so how to go about maybe split testing different images, different ad copy, and even different audiences, and so you can just get better and more efficient in your ads. If you can spend $5 to get a sale instead of $10 to get a sale, well, goodness sake, spend 5.
Cool. Awesome. So you guys, so right here, I think you guys can see my screen again right now. So inside the members area, underneath traffic hacks right here, which is a bonus training, I'll be archiving this video at the top here, and then we'll have all of John's videos that he's talking about down here underneath it. So this is where you'll be able to find this right away. Cool. All right, thank you, John. I appreciate that. Cool. So again, that was the first thing. I got 2 more types of traffic hacks I want to focus on with you guys. And again, this is because I know for each of you guys are going to be different. Like for me personally, I love Facebook ads, but I know that for me, I'm not that good at running them. I also have solo ads, and for me, I'm really good at running those. And there's media buying stuff I'm good at. So kind of like every one of you guys is going to kind of gravitate towards different things. So I want to give you guys kind of 3 options and 3 directions, so you can kind of see the power of each one of them, and then you'll be able to dig deeper with the external training from that. Okay. So right now I'm going to talk about solo ad hacks. How many of you guys know what a solo ad is? Some of you guys do. Some of you guys don't. All right, cool. So we got about half, and I'd say 60 or 70% yes, and the rest of you guys don't. So what a solo ad is basically, so you guys are on my email list, right? And you're probably on somebody else's email list and a lot of people's email lists. And the real, like, if you look at like what's the secret about internet marketing, right? It's building an email list. Like when all said and done, if you have a big email list, you will make money and you'll be fine for the rest of your life. Which is why in the initial training back here on opt-in funnels, we spent a lot of time talking about how to build an email list and using ClickFunnels to build landing pages and then drive traffic and all those kind of things. And so building an email list is a big secret, right? Now what's cool about it is that a lot of people have email lists out there. And if you don't have one yet and you want one of the fastest ways to get one is to go to somebody else who already has an email list and pay them to send an email and promote your squeeze page, okay, or your webinar registration page, or depending what kind of funnel you have, okay? And so that's one of the ways I built my list so big is I go out and we find people who already have huge lists of 100,000 or a million or 5 million email subscribers, and we just simply pay them some money to send down email to their list to promote my squeeze page. When they come to my squeeze page or when they come to my webinar registration page and they fill out the form, now that person is on my email list. Okay, and so that's kind of the concept of what a solo ad is I'm buying an ad, a solo ad, so a single ad in somebody else's email list. Okay, and so that's kind of the concept. Now, to start doing this, there's probably about 3 different layers on how you can do this. I'm going to kind of walk you guys through each layer, and hopefully it'll help you to understand it. So the most simple layer is I come to Google, and I got to find people that have email lists that they will rent to me. Okay. Now, some markets it's really easy to find them in. For example, in the internet marketing world, there's like 18 million people who are selling solo ads. And the honest truth, just so you guys know, is that most of them are horrible scam artists. I hate saying that because I know a lot of them, but we had one of our students, Liz Benny. She ran a webinar and she went and spent $500 or $600 on a solo ad to one of the internet marketing solo ad providers. She got 700 registrants for webinar, and guess how many showed up? Can anybody guess? This is how you know this is a scam. When you have 700 people register and 0 people show up. She literally had 0. Not a single person showed up. So for me, I steer clear of any of the internet marketing solo ad list providers because I think it's all a scam. So let me show you how I find solo ad providers because there's a better way to do it. And so the first level of it is kind of figuring out what niche you're in, right? So you need to understand like who are you selling to. So for our supplement, we target people suffering from neuropathy. But that's such a small market. There's not a lot of people who have neuropathy email lists. And so I had to go a step out. So from neuropathy, like we found out people who have neuropathy that we figured out, I think we found out like 50% of people who have diabetes have neuropathy. Okay, so I went back and I started searching for diabetes email lists, and there were tons of them out there. And all I did is I went to Google and I typed in diabetes email advertising. Okay, so for you, you would type in what's your market, weight loss email advertising, let's say, or financial email advertising, or whatever your market is. And sometimes these are easy to find, other times it's hard to find. Sometimes you got to search around. But for me, when I started doing this for our supplement, I typed in diabetes email advertising, and really quick, a whole bunch of sites popped up that we actually have bought ads on. So the first one here is Cam. I don't even know the website. Okay, so I clicked on it, and it took me to this website called Capco Marketing. They got a bunch of email lists they have. Email advertising, and one of the lists is a diabetic list, diabetic email list that they advertise. So I scrolled down here, okay, and they said a daily diabetic recipe, diabetic newsletter, diabetic news. They have a bunch of cool things, and down here is their list size. So these guys have 31,000 people on their email list, on their daily recipe list. They've got 29,000 on their news list, and then 44,000 on their diabetic newsletter, okay? And it shows me right here how much it costs. So it's $400 to send an email out to 31,000 people, or $325 to send it out here. So boom, that fast, I found a diabetic email list. So if I have, if I want to invest $400, I can test, I can buy an email ad, and basically I would contact them through the contact form. They would tell me it was $300, whatever. I would send them $300, and then they would say, okay, what email do you want me to send out? And I say, okay, send out this subject line. Here's the body message to go out in the email. I send that to them. They put it into their email autoresponder. They click send, and 31,000 people that day will get my email. Okay, and what's cool is then they click on the link in the email, and then they come over to my webinar registration page or my squeeze page, and they sign up. Okay, and so that's kind of what a solo ad is, and that's how I find a lot of them. Okay, the cool thing about finding them through Google like this, a lot of times you'll find ones that nobody's ever used before, that aren't being used by a ton of other places. So you can come down here, here's advertising packages for Diabetic Gourmet Magazine. So I'll click here. All right, these guys sell banner ads on their site. So banner advertising, so I get 50,000 impressions for $800. I can get email to their 28,000 subscribers for $300. Oh, that one you get both. So for $1,000, you get both of those there. Anyway, they have different packages and things like that. Okay. Now, for me personally, again, there's a lot of things. They have banner ads, stuff like that. I traditionally don't buy banner ads this way through people's websites this direction, unless I found them in SimilarWeb. Do you guys remember during the Funnel Hacks training I showed you guys how we use SimilarWeb? So I only buy banner ads on sites that I can reverse engineer. I know exactly where they are, okay, through SimilarWeb. But here, I love buying email ads this direction, if that makes sense. So that might just be a personal preference. My biggest reason is I don't know if banner ads, if they've worked on this site for my market in the past. I have no idea. And so I might test it out, but for me, I don't test it first. I always test the email ad first. Because email ads, I love it because, again, I send an email, it'll go out to, in this case, 28,000 people. But I will find out within a day if this email ad worked or if it failed. Like, it's really, really, really quick, right, which is kind of cool. Whereas the banner ads, sometimes it'll take me a month, 3 months before I kind of get enough data to know if it's going to work or not. And I like getting things done fast. So I'll test the email list, and if it works, then I'll call them back and be like, hey, the email did okay for us. And you never, this is one of the rules of buying media. You never tell them it did well. But I'll be like, hey, the email ad did all right. We almost broke even, but we're probably interested in trying out some banner ads on your site. So then I'll test banner ads. But for me personally, I always test email first. I got some friends who are the opposite of that. They always test banner ads first, and then they go email. But for me personally, I just love the how quick email is and how quick I can do a test. For $300, I can find out if the subscribers on the site are going to make me money or not. So that's kind of how I do it. And I'll just keep going through here, and there's tons of people here that have diabetic newsletters. This I think is the same company as before. I just go through here. So for you guys, I would just kind of do the same thing. Think about what your product is. Go into Google and type in weight loss email advertising, let's say. Okay, boom, eTargets, health and weight loss email lists. So let's see what they've got here. They've got a whole bunch of health lists. They've got a 2020 vision list. It's got 12 million subscribers. Okay, an acid reflux list. It's got 3.3 million. A cosmetic surgery and beauty treatments list. So check that out. So if you've got an allergy sufferers product or an eyeglasses product or a avid runner joggers product, there's 3 million people on their email list there. Okay, and so you can go and you can test that. Now, one of the tricks is if someone's got, especially if they have an email list like 12 million people, it's going to cost a lot of money to mail 12 million people, and so I don't like doing that. So what I'll do a lot of times is I'll come back to them and say, look, this is the deal. If this works, we want to run this ad every single week for the rest of my life. So what I want to do is I want to test 1/12 of your list. Okay, so I want to test out 1 million people, and I want you to send an email to just 1 million people on your email list. And if it works, then I'm going to sign a contract to you where every week for the next 12 weeks you're going to email 1/12 of this list. So mail 1/12 and 1/12 and 1/12, and we get to the end of the 12 weeks, then we start back over the beginning part of the list, and you keep doing that. Okay, when we launched NurseCell, that's one of the things we did is we found some really big email lists that had, again, like 10, 12 million people, and I didn't want to go and send it 12 million people right out of the gate because sometimes, you know, I didn't want to. I mean, it's kind of a gamble, right? You don't want to waste that much money, so I try to mitigate my risks always, and so I do it small. And the other thing to know is sometimes list providers, if you go this route, you do a little bit. Sometimes you'll say, okay, I want to test 100,000, and then if it works, I'm going to buy the rest of the ad. So you'll test 100,000, and they'll find their 100,000 best, like, you know, hotline people that just subscribed, that have read an email in the last 3 days, and they'll mail that. So your results will be amazing, and then you go, okay, I want to buy the other 12 million people, and the other 12 million people are just horrible. They've never opened an email, you know. So I like testing small and then continuing to test small. Does that make sense? So I never go from like 12, you know, from 100,000 to 12 million. I'll do 100,000, and I want 100,000 every single week. And as long as it keeps working, we'll keep running it. But as soon as it stops, then we're going to cut it. And that way, it gives them more incentive on their side to make sure that they're not going to screw you over. It's kind of sad to say, but that's the nature of how it works. And so that's what we typically do ours with these bigger lists. And what's cool about that is then you get some consistency. So we know with our list that every Monday it's going to hit, you know, 1/10 of the WorldNet daily main email list for NurseCell. So every Monday we know, let's get all of our split tests up because Monday the ad's hitting, and boom, we're going to see what happens. Then the next Monday it hits the next 1/10 of the list, and the next one, you know, it kind of goes through that. And so we have some really consistency. It gives us the ability on our side to have support in place and all those things ready, and it's just kind of cool. So that's one of the tricks about email lists. Okay. So for you guys, that's what I would do is just that's the first rung is kind of start looking for them. Okay. Now the next level is that there's a bunch of newsletter sites that kind of specialize in building up big email newsletters so that they can sell advertising. And so there's a bunch of them out there. One of my favorite ones we use a lot is called Arcamax, ARCAMAX. And they've just got tons of newsletters. Like look through here, they've got automotive, business, comics, just tons of. I mean, we've met the guys who own this company. All they do is they just build a big, huge email newsletters, sending out cool content so they can sell ads to us. Like that's all these guys do, right? And so if you go to the very bottom of their site, there's a little button that says Advertise with Us. You click on that, boom, pops up, and there's a whole bunch of advertising opportunities. You can even get on their email list right here and then send out stuff. Anyway, you request more information, and they'll get you in touch with one of their with one of the guys of the company that run ads. But they have tons of ads. Like they literally have ads like, you know, religious ads and weight loss ads and things like that. And so traditionally for me, we test a lot of our stuff first to Arcamax because I can test a lot of different variations. I can test smaller. Sometimes they have lists you can rent for a couple $100s, but they also have big ones that you can rent and send out 6 to 10 million people in a day if you want. So it gives you the ability to have a lot of variety where you're working with kind of one company that they do all of this. And so we use Arcamax a lot, and there's other companies like this, but this is probably the, you know, I don't think it's going to serve you guys if I give you 10 companies like this. So I'm going to give you the one that we lead with every offer, and that's Arcamax. You can kind of go from there. Okay. Another one we do that with a lot is Newsmax.com. Newsmax is a little different. They've got, you know, a couple newsletters, but they're really big. We buy a lot of ads from Newsmax. So I would even go and subscribe to the Newsmax alerts because then you'll get emails and you see what other people are advertising. But if you scroll to the bottom here as well, there's a little link that says Advertise. Boom. In fact, if you guys see sites you like, always go to the bottom and look for a little button that says Advertise, and you're going to find out a whole bunch of cool stuff usually. Anyway, they give you, you get the media kit, and they give you a whole bunch of stuff about who their target market is, how big their lists are, what the prices are, how much banner ads cost, and all those kind of things. Okay. Now, typically when they give you like a rate card thing, just know that like that's not what you should be paying. This whole game is negotiation, and you know, for us, like our big negotiation tactics that we use, and I'm not like a big negotiator, but basically we look at the ads and we're like, whoa, that's really expensive, and we tell them, hey, this is the deal. We're a big time advertiser. We spend a lot of money on email ads. If this works, we want to have an ad go out every single week to your newsletters, but we need a test first. We want to know how low you can get us in at a test price. A lot of times they'll drop the price in half immediately, like, oh, well, we can do it at this price then. And so that's how we kind of do it, and we just try to get as low as we can, do a test, and then if it works, we always go back to them, and we never tell them it worked. We always tell them, hey, it did all right. We didn't quite get to break even. If we can get to break even, we'd be willing to run this pretty consistently. And then from there, let's say, okay, well, we can drop it down to this. Okay, and so what I do is I try to negotiate like that. I hate negotiating really hard and heavy on the front end, because then you just feel like an annoying person to them. You know, so if I call Newsmax, I'm like, how about you do it for 80% off, because I'm going to be a big advertiser. Da 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 da. They're going to be like, this person's annoying. They'll kind of blow you off. So usually my first one, I let them kind of set the price. But I come in and say, like, we're a big time advertiser. We do this kind of stuff all day long. If it works, it's going to be good. What's the lowest price you can give me for a test? And then they'll tell me, and I just take that at face value. Okay. And so I do that test with them there. And after the test goes, no matter how well it goes, I always go back, tell them, it was okay. We're getting closer to break even, but we're not quite there. If you can get it to this price, and then I set the second price. If you get to here, we'll keep running it, and then that's where you can start your negotiation. Does that help a little bit? All right. Sweet. Cool. All right. So there's Newsmax. Now the next level of that, so again, the first level is searching Google for stuff. Second is finding newsletter type sites and buying ads on them. Oh, and by the way, Newsmax, I showed you this one for one other reason. If any of you guys ever run demographic profiles on your customers, it's really cool if you ever do. There's a couple of services out there. You can take all your buyers and you run through some stuff. They come back and show you exactly who your target markets are. But in all the businesses we're in, it's really interesting. Like most of our target markets are almost identical. They're typically, and this is not, I'm not saying this to be racist or religious or anything. All I'm saying is that the segment that buys the most amount of stuff online in almost every market, it's not every market, but almost every market is identical. And so you understand this, you guys, it's going to make your whole life a million times easier. The people that are buying products online, they're buying supplements, they're buying info products, they're buying training, they're buying coaching, they're buying all this stuff, they are the exact same person. They are white American males who are conservative in their political beliefs. Okay? And so, I don't know why that is or what is, or it doesn't even matter. And I'm not saying that to be rude or anything. I'm saying that because that is the people who are buying all of our products. So when you know that, one of the best places to find your target audience are conservative Republican news sites, newsmax.com. Okay, think of the other ones, like who are for. I don't care if you're a Democrat and you hate conservatives. It doesn't matter to me. All you need is understand who is buying stuff online. Okay, because literally we can put almost anything on conservative Republican news sites and it'll make me money. Okay, that's a big secret that I'm dropping gold for you guys. So I hope you're picking it up. And so think about that. So go to the conservative Republican news sites like Newsmax, like all these other ones out there. Subscribe to them. Get on the newsletters. Look for the advertised links at the bottom of them, because this is where your gold's at, you guys. There's a ton of gold here on the conservative Republican news sites. Ask any of the big media buyers. Say, who's your target market? It doesn't matter what business they're in. They're all going to tell you the exact same thing. Conservative Republican newsletter readers. All right. Okay, so that's level 2. Level 1's email searching. Level 2 is going directly to newsletter sites or conservative Republican news sites. And level 3 now is going through a list broker. Okay, and the nice thing about a list broker is you have some protection with a list broker. Okay, if you go and you buy a site like off here, like eTargets, and it doesn't do well, I don't have a lot of protection. Okay, if I buy the ad, they send it out and it doesn't work, like that's about it. I kind of lost my, like it either worked or it didn't. Whereas if I work with a list broker, what's cool is that list broker works with maybe 30 or 40 newsletters. They know those newsletters really, really well, and they know what's, typically what works and what doesn't work, and they have a really good pulse on it. And if you become their client, they want you to keep buying from them. And so, for example, 2 weeks ago we ran an ad through one of these newsletters, and it completely bombed. And luckily we ran it through dedicatedemails.com, and I went back to our list broker and just said, hey, we buy a lot of emails through you, and we're going to keep buying a lot of emails, but that one was horrible for us. It bombed. It shouldn't have done it should have done a lot better. And we said to him, and this is the keyword, I said, I need you to do a make good for me. Okay, I need you to do a make good. You know, again, if you're going directly to sites, they're not going to give you a make good. But you go through a list broker, and he knows that you're a serious person, he'll do a make good, which means he'll say, okay, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go run your ad on this newsletter over here for free to give you a make good. Okay. A lot of times he can go back to the newsletter. He can argue on your side a lot stronger than you can, because he might have 30 or 40 clients that he's taking to that newsletter. And if one person has a bad experience, he can pull all that business. So he's got some leverage there. And so the nice thing about working through list brokers, again, is that you can get them to do make goods if there's an issue. Okay. So some of the list brokers we use, one company is called dedicatedemails.com. They have access to a lot of business opportunity lists, which are not my favorite. They have access to a lot of health and political lists, which are my favorite. They have access to survival lists. Survival people buy everything. Okay, the survival person is also the conservative Republican male. Like it's the same buyer, same target market, and the survival lists are growing very, very rapidly, and they're replenishing all the time. Some of the lists on here will add 20, 30, 40, 50,000 new subscribers a month, so you can keep running ads to their newsletters and get brand new people every single time. Okay, so dedicatedemails.com is one we use a lot. I would come here, contact them, and just kind of tell them. Now, with dedicated emails, it's usually a little more expensive. Like I think the lowest ad, the cheapest ad is going to be about $1,000, and they have ads all the way up to around like $40,000, $50,000 if you're running on huge places. Man, we continue to make tons of money here, and all my friends who are buying media, doing through email, a huge majority of them are using dedicated emails. Okay, again, they don't hit every market, but they do hit the mass markets, and usually the mass markets can filter down into most funnels. Cool. Tim said, what about conservative women? That's a good question. They're there as well. I just know that I would say conservative Republicans. Let's target them. Okay, there's men and women on that as well. I do know that the majority of our buyers in most markets are men, but that's not the case in all markets. Some markets I know are primarily women. In fact, women, as we all know, are the bigger money people traditionally. But a lot of those guys a lot of the women are also on the same conservative sites and things like that. It's just more the profile of conservative people, I guess, is maybe better. I don't know. Who knows? All right, I'm gonna get in trouble if I keep talking about this. All right. James said, can solo ads work well for selling $20 products on Amazon? I would not use them to sell straight off Amazon. I would drive them to a squeeze page. So most of the media I'm driving to some type of mechanism for them to join my list. Okay, so let's say I'm selling an Amazon product that they say it's cooking stuff, right? So it's going to help people to, I don't know, make cookies. Okay, so I would have a squeeze page that says something like, hey, I'm going to show you my #1 trick for making awesome cookies, right? And then I would buy an ad and I would drive it to that page. They'd opt in. Now those people are on my list. Now the next day in my email I can sell them my cooking thing on Amazon. The day after that I can sell them a cooking ebook. And then the day after that I can sell them another thing. And I can sell those people multiple things, because it's going to be really hard for me to drive traffic directly from, spend a couple $1,000s here, drive it directly to the Amazon listing and break even. It'll be hard. But if I drive it to an opt-in page, now they join my list. Now I can follow up with them for the next day, week, month, or year. That's how I can make that campaign profitable. Okay. Sometimes my email ads, I don't break even day 1. It might be day 3 I break even, or day 12, or day 15, and you don't know that unless you've got the opt-in in place. You got a follow-up sequence like that. Okay. When I first started email advertising, I didn't really get that, and I remember we had this offer, and we spent a lot of money, like $4,000 or $5,000 on this email ad, and it was giving away a free DVD, and luckily for me, ahead of time I built out a really good probably 15 email follow-up sequence after someone got the DVD. They kept selling them on the next product in our funnel, and so we launched it, and gave us $5,000. I think we gave away 50 or 60 DVDs from that, and it was pretty much a bomb. It cost me $100 for each DVD I had given away, and I was just like, oh, that was way more than we didn't make our money back at all. And I looked at that, and I was just like, it was a huge bomb, and we just quit. And then a month later, someone asked me to come give a presentation on email marketing, and I was like, okay. And so I was trying to find some stats and stuff, and I was showing them that campaign. I went through, and I started looking at the stats. What was cool is that people had come through a squeeze page before they got the DVD offer. And what I hadn't really noticed is that from that $5,000 or whatever we had spent, we had 1,500, 1,800 people that had opted in. And sure enough, day 1 we only sold 50 DVDs, but over the 10 to 12 day follow-up sequence, we ended up selling 300 or 400 DVDs, and it ended up being a campaign where we more than tripled over on it. And what was interesting is that I thought it was a bomb. I thought it had failed. We walked away from it, and I didn't even look at it for a month until I had to do this presentation. And luckily I did. I said, wow, we had a smashing success. And so we were able to go back and keep running it. But I didn't know that because I didn't have a good follow-up. So understand that a lot of times on any kind of advertising, but especially email advertising, you're not going to win immediately from them clicking and buying. It comes from the follow-up sequence as well. Does that make sense, you guys? Cool, cool, cool. All right. All right, cool. Okay, so again, dedicated emails is a great place. Again, this is a good resource for you guys to get to know these guys, get on their list, all those things like that, so you can be aware of what they're doing. Another great company we use is called the JamesRWhalenAgency.com. They do about 50% of our email advertising as well, and these guys are super cool. It's very similar to dedicated emails. In fact, they have a lot of lists they both share, but just another company. So if for some reason you don't get along with other guys, or if you want more lists or more ways to kind of scale your stuff out, this is another great company as well that we use. So there's the JamesRWhalenAgency.com. And so they're great as well. And then there's different list brokers in different markets, and I don't know all of them. I recently met the guy who's like the list broker in the financial newsletter market, and his name's Tony Creed, and he's amazing. But again, I don't have any financial products, so I can't use him. But so in most of your markets, not all of them, but a lot of your markets, there's going to be someone who specializes in being a list broker, an email list broker. So a big part is going out and kind of trying to see if you can find those people. And if you can't, that's fine. Just come back to what we talked about here, searching and find the list directly and having those. Okay, I hope that helps with the email side of things. Someone says it's good to drive email list traffic through an automated webinar. Yes, Dave, we send a lot of traffic through email directly into an automated webinar funnel. Good questions. All right. So what's the name of the financial list broker? His name is Tony Creed. He doesn't really have a website. I think he's on LinkedIn. He's awesome though. Tony Creed. At I think his website is canvasmedia.com. CANVASSMEDIA.com. I don't think even like ASS. Yeah. This is like literally the website. So I'm not even sure how to get a hold of him, but he's a really cool guy. So if you search Tony Creed like on LinkedIn, that's probably the best way to get a hold of him. And just tell him, say Russell Brunson said that he is the man at financial newsletter lists, and he can hook you up. Good questions. All right. There's a ton of questions, guys, that are kind of hard to answer all specifically. The biggest thing I would do is just kind of go out there and play with this stuff. There's not an exact formula. So if you look at here, I'll kind of sketch out what I do when I'm focusing on email stuff, and hopefully it kind of gives you guys an idea. But again, it's not a perfect science. It probably is for some people. I'm not a perfection guy. The reason why I like email, so this is something John and I actually had this conversation yesterday. So he likes Facebook, and he's a very John's a very like technical and very analytical person, and I'm not. And so Facebook is like sniper, right? Like he was showing you like how he targets people. It's like you got your customer in the crosshairs of a sniper rifle. You're trying to find them, then boom, you shoot the right person, right? Email is like having a shotgun, and I'm just unloading it out there, like going crazy, trying to hit as many people as I can. Okay, so that's kind of, I know that's probably a horrible example, but that's kind of the difference. Okay, and so email stuff, like I said, is very much like a shotgun, and so my metrics aren't 100% like tight like Facebook, trying to get X amount per click, and these kind of things more. So I'm trying to get as much as I can in, and then it's also to follow up and things where I'm just firing off. So this is kind of what it looks like, just so you guys can see. So here's either my opt-in page, opt-in, or here's my webinar registration page. Okay, typically for me, I'm driving to one of those two things, webinar registration page. Okay, I come over here and I find a solo ad. So here's somebody's list right here, right? And let's just say for numbers' sake, I spent $1,000 on the ad, right? Okay. So I'm driving all these people to this opt-in page, and then the key. What I'll typically do is I'll opt in, and then on the second page here, I try to sell them something immediately. So it's point of sale. It's not just like a week later I sell them something. Like they opt in, then I try to sell them something quick. So I need to get, for me, I've got to get as close to break even as possible, as quick as possible. Okay, I don't like floating out 7 days or 10 days because it stresses me out. Like my goal is to try to break even on day 1, but sometimes it takes till day 3 or 4. But I try to get done as quick as I can, right? So that's the first thing. If they buy this, then I always have, and we talked about this during sales funnels, but then I have a good upsell sequence so I can get I can get closer to break even. So there's my initial sales funnel. But now I've got their email list. Now I come here and I'm sending out email right here. Boom, that I push back to it. So email number 1 now is reselling this product. Then email number 2 comes out and it's reselling this product. Email number 3, and so I might send 3 or 4 emails sending out trying to sell this product. And each email you'll see like a diminishing return, right? So the first, people come immediately. Let's say we get, if we spend $1,000, let's say we get 1,000 clicks for that, right? So $1 a click, okay? So from that, let's say we get 1% conversion immediately, right? So what's that? We get 10 people to buy. So 10 people just bought right here, right? And then the first email goes out, and then maybe I'll pick up another 5 people who buy. The second email goes out, and maybe I pick up 3 more people who buy, and then the last email goes out, and I get 1 more person. So there's diminishing return, but now I got 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So I got 19 sales, and so I'm closer and closer, right? But if I keep sending emails just forever, it'll stop. I'll stop making sales, right? I've got all the people that are going to buy it. So for me, then I'll transition to something else. I'll put in the content emails and stuff like that. But conceptually, then I transition now to like a new offer. Like, what's the next thing that I want to sell these guys, right? So I'll transition. I'll send a couple emails or some kind of sequence promoting a new product. It might be my own product, might be an affiliate product, but something like that. Okay, and the same thing will happen is I'll get, maybe from the first email I'll get 7 people who buy this, and this one gets 3, and then this one gets 1, and then I transition again. Okay, and so for me, what's happening when you look at this is I spend $1,000, right? It comes down here, and everything happens in day 1. People go through here, and after day 1, I made $500 back. Okay, after day 2, now I'm at $700. Day 3, I'm at $750, and this comes out day 7, and all of a sudden I'm at $900, and then boom, right here, this is where I made my $1,000. And so now I'm at break even. It took me, this circumstance took me 7 days to break even, right? So I'm at 7 days to break even. But now everything after this that happens, I keep 100%. This is just pure cash, pure money that I get to keep. Okay, and there's my smiley face because I like it. So for you, that's kind of how I set these things up. And so my goal is, as I track this very close, I spend $1,000 and let's see what happens. How quick do I get to break even or I make money? And sometimes, the honest truth, sometimes you don't break even. Sometimes you lose money on these deals. But if you do this right and you set up a good follow-up sequence and you've got a good product that converts and things like that, it can work quick. And the best thing, you guys, is when you do this and you break even on day 1. We do that, it's like, boom, if I can break even on day 1, then I start going crazy. Sometimes we do some of this and we call it doubling over. We'll double over, so I spend $1,000 and day 1 I make $2,000. When that happens, man, it's like Christmas. In fact, the first time we ran a solo ad for Nurisel, it was right after we got the funnel live. We spent I think $3,000 on a solo ad, and I came in like 10:30, 11 o'clock that day, and I walked in, and Brett had who was buying our solo ads, had big, huge eyes. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, dude, we've tripled over already, and it's only been live like 3 hours. And we were just celebrating, so we knew, boom, this is a multi-million-dollar campaign now because we tripled over on the front end. Okay, but it doesn't always work that way. And you can build a huge business off of an ad that takes 5 days to break even. I know some guys who go 45 days to break even. Big companies sometimes go 6 months to break even. So you can do it. People like me and you, typically our risk tolerance is a lot less than that. I know I am, at least. And so I try to break even on day 1. It's always my goal. But if not, I monitor how far out it takes me to get there. And that's the only real thing I'm really looking at. Okay. All right. So hopefully that helps a little bit more on the email side. Thank you guys excited for solo ads? Those of you guys who haven't done them yet? All right, cool. Where'd my question box go? It just disappeared. Good webinars. Drives me crazy sometimes. Okay, cool. So I got one more thing I'm going to share with you guys. There it is. There's a question box. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So there's kind of my my solo ad stuff. So I'm going to shift over to the media buying. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. In the new instant traffic hacks, there's a whole bunch of really good training on that'll go deeper. But I know some of you guys have been kind of playing with this and thinking about it. So I want to show you guys my process because I think it'll help a lot. Okay. So if you remember during the webinar where you guys signed up for funnel hacks, I talk about this concept where basically we go to SimilarWeb and then we reverse engineer somebody's funnel, right? And so I have SimilarWeb Pro, so I'm just going to type in a website right here. So let's just say, I'll put in my own website. So nurisel.com. So I'm going to kind of see, I'm going to reverse engineer it for myself, right? All right. So if I come down here, so this is the paid one. You can do the free one as well. The free one gives you a lot of information. If you pay, it gives you even more. But I can get 90% of what I need on the free one. But just because I have the paid one, I'm going to do that for you guys. So I come in here and start showing me my direct referrals, my mail, things like that. Display ads, I can click them there. Ad jugular, how you taboola. So it kind of shows you some of where the traffic's coming from. publishers, ad creative. Oh, weird, it's not showing my ads. That's cool. Maybe we're top secret. Maybe we figured out a way to be stealth and nobody can see us. Let me try Venus factor. All right. Referrals. All right, cool. Okay, so onto venusfactor.com. So I'm looking at their site here. So this, remember we talked about this, you guys, I showed Venus Factor and I showed you, okay, let's find out where they're getting the traffic from. So a whole bunch of sites down here that are getting traffic from. You can see this is the paid one that gives you a lot of other stuff, which is kind of cool. That shows you how big the sites are, how much percentage of traffic. So 11% of traffic is coming from here. You know, it gives you a really good idea, and it goes a lot deeper. I think the free version gives you the top 10. This one, oh, these punks, it gives me 50. I have to upgrade my account again. That's awesome. Okay, so then I can come back here. So now with this, I can target and find out where, you know, where the traffic's coming from. So this right here is like glutenfreepost.com. So I'm gonna click on there. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to actually go to the website. Okay, glutenfreepost.com. So my healthy choices, Venus Factory Review. All right, so this is a page a bunch of site traffic's coming from. Let me see if I go to the root of the site what it is. Looks like this is a blog that was created just from Venus Factor, so this might not be the best example here. Let me find another one for you. Just for me today. Let's see if this has. Oh, that's cool, like a voting system. All right, so here's another blog. Anyway, conceptually, you see what I do. I use Similar to find out where are the blogs that my competitors are buying ads on, right? And I'm going to go directly and start doing them. Now, for me, I'm going to show you kind of my process because I have so much fun doing this. So I set up this board a little while ago, so I'll show you this as a good example. So I use Trello.com. It's a really cool project management script that's just easy for me. And this is where I do all my research. I dump things in here. I know a lot of you guys use other tools, and so the tool doesn't matter. Just kind of show you my process. So the first thing I'm doing when I know I'm going to be doing media buying and I'm buying banner ads, I like to look at all the different types. And so it's funny. My wife and my friends kind of make fun of me because for me, like, my favorite thing to do is to go out there and like look at banner ads. I have one of my friends, a media buyer, and I told him, I said, the best Christmas gift you can give me is just zip up like all the thousands of banners you guys create, just send it to me so I can look at them. Like, I love it, right? So I started going through all these banner ads, and I was able to find that after going through like tens of thousands of them, that there was like 10 or 11 styles. Okay, and so I'm going to show you the styles I kind of came up with. This is my note sheet. So there's the editorial style. Looks like this. Looks like an article, right? Can you see that? I'm sure you've seen some ads like that. So this is an example from The Truth About Ads. It's kind of an advertorial style. Okay, so when I'm talking about modeling ads, right, this is kind of what I look at. Here's an ad. I'm going to model this advertorial style. So I have a headline, I have a picture, things like that, right? Okay, there's an editorial style. This is a video style. It's got a video that's, you click on it and it makes you click on the banner ad. I love these kind right here with a headline and play video now. So it's kind of a video style. The tabloid style. This is some of our banner ads actually. We have a pornography addiction product. These are some of our ads to look like they were coming. Like when we designed these, I was looking at the National Enquirer, like the headlines and stuff, so using the colors and kind of that thing. So this is like tabloid style that we use for that. Handwriting style makes it look like you just kind of scribbled on their site. Cartoon ads. These ads are awesome. Like, these are kind of things like that you would see if you're on a blog real quick, scan through, like, you'd see this and be like, oh, let me click on that. So cartoon style ones are sweet. This is a cartoon style one, but it's focusing on symptom. So that was kind of cool, like showing the body. And so if your product has to do symptom based, I thought these are really, really cool. Survey style. These are sweet because like it looks like you're filling out a survey and you click on it, but it's a banner ad and it takes you to where you want to go, right? So there's kind of a survey style one. I loved how this was blurred out. I was like, oh, that's cool. There's so many ways you can do that kind of a thing, right? Survey style, mini article. Okay, that's kind of similar to the advertorial one, but kind of 5 tips to lose stomach fat, step 1, step 2, and then click here to read the rest of them. Okay, reverse type. These are cool because they pop. We were doing some tests. If you read the 108 proven split test books, we did some cool tests like this, and these reverse typed ones work really, really good. Classified ad style. So that was kind of cool. It's like a classified ad newspaper. And then PPV pop-up, which is just like a big pop-up style one that looks like a banner ad, but it's a big pop-up. Okay. All right, so I showed you guys those because those for me, like when I'm making banner ads, those are the 10 or 11 styles I look like. So if I'm trying to create one, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do one like this style, or I'm going to try to do one that's more this style, or this style. Okay, and you can ask like, what one works best. It's not what works best. It's more like it's kind of like the pattern interrupt concept. Okay, if you guys remember, I think it was lifeguru.com, wasn't it? Oops, I spelled it wrong. In the Funnel Hacks webinar, I was showing you guys this blog that Venus Factor and a lot of the weight loss offers buy ads on. So here's the site. See, boom, the ad's still running. Look at that, 5 foods never to eat. Remember I showed the ads out in the webinar? So I'll go to the site I'm going to buy ads on and look for ones that are similar. I'm going to model those. Or I'm going to look at other ads that I know are successful, which are like these styles, and I'm going to make one similar to one of those. Does that make sense? So that's kind of what I'm doing now is I'm doing research, find out what kind of banner ads I like, what the fill are. So those are the banner ad styles. And for me, like when I find cool banners I like, I'll go, I save them over here into my project management software. So here's a bunch that I found recently that Texas man exposes fraud. And you got Obama and Hillary, right? That's kind of cool. This will bring you to tears. First Obamacare. Okay, how celebrities are getting ripped. Can you see these? Like every time I find a cool banner ad I like, I copy and paste and save them in a for me in Trello, but you can save them wherever you want. Because these are all giving me ideas for making my banner ads, okay? Picture of this couple with a thing. Boom. Eat this, never diet again. This one looks just creepy, like it makes me nervous, right? Gun grabbers hate this. Trust Obama, vote here now. 3 things that repel women. Okay, so I'm finding all these banner ads and I save them. So if you guys like, I was telling someone we have our high-end coaching program today, and one of the guys that I was consulting today has a supplement, and he's like, well, how am I going to get traffic to it? I'm like, well, you need to find out where all these places are, like all the, because for him, he found a supplement he was going to model on a news site. So I was like, go to the news site and click on every banner ad you see. Okay, go to every news site and click on every banner ad, and start saving them, and start keeping images of them, right? In fact, this one right here, man cheats credit score. This ad I saw, I was like, this is brilliant. I've seen it running all the time. And so I saved it. And then recently we made an ad just like this, but for our speed reading products. It says, man doubles reading speed. And it's got like a picture of me holding up my reading speed number. And like one simple trick to double your reading speed. Schools hate this. Watch video. Okay, so we kind of did the same thing. I'm looking at that and then I modeled the look and the feel and the concept. Okay. So for you guys, as you're going through this, you find banner ads you like, save them. Okay, start building an archive of all these different banner ads. Okay. Next thing I look at is when you click on a banner ad, then it takes you to a landing page. Okay. So I start saving the landing pages. So I want to look at those. I want to model them when I'm in ClickFunnels. Right. So boom, there's one landing page that's really, really cool. Right. Here's another one. There's another landing page. Oh, and check this out. So this is just so you guys know, this is what I do for fun all day long. Like I'm literally just goofing around. If I'm not on ClickFunnels, I'm like on sites like this, looking and scrolling through and trying to find stuff. Okay. So I love it. I bet everyone on this webinar is a conservative survivalist. I'm guessing you are because we bought ads on those sites. So a lot of you guys are coming from here. This page is freezing up on me. Dang it. Well, check this out. So this is the underground stall, but check this out. It's kind of cool. If you look down here, notice it says, as seen and advertised on WorldNet Daily, which is a site that we buy tons of ads on, Personal Liberty Digest, we buy ads there, and The Blaze, which is another conservative Republican site. So this site just showed me here's 3 more places I can buy more ads. Okay. So you see how I'm like reverse engineering this, you guys? The whole funnel hacks process is about this, like looking at things and looking what they're doing and then reverse engineering. Where are they getting the traffic from it? Okay. For example, like let's see, I'll take this one, right? I'm not sure what one this is. Okay, so here's this really cool, this skin cream? Okay, skin cream, right? So let's say I had a skin cream offer. I found this on one of these news sites. I clicked on it. Boom, I saw, okay, this is a cool offer. I got something similar. Then I come back over into similar web. Let's see if I can find my similar web page. I have so many things open. And I saw somebody just asked if I have any kind of discount on SimilarWeb, the Pro. I don't know those guys, so I pay full price. I don't have anything. I can try to get to know them, but I don't, as of right now, have any kind of discount. I apologize. Okay, so I type that in the website analysis, and boom, it shows me a whole bunch of stuff. Shows me the referrals, and I can see, okay, they're getting traffic from Your Skincare Mag, ConsumerLifeReviews.com, SkinSecretsOfWomen.com. So I can see all these sites. Now I can dig deeper and look at those sites and see, okay, who else is advertising? What do their banner ads look like? Okay, but I spent a couple days just digging and digging deeper and deeper and trying to figure out what's happening, you guys. And this is such a, I don't know about you, but it's so much fun to kind of see what's happening and getting a good idea of what to model. Because this site, I have no idea how much the site's making, but if they're buying banner ads consistently and then they're on these new sites and stuff, they're spending a lot of money, and it means that they're making a lot of money. Okay. So it's important to understand that and use that. Don't get upset by annoying. I remember someone today I was talking to was like annoyed by these banner ads he keeps seeing everywhere. I'm like, don't be annoyed. This is like Christmas. This is like they're giving you gifts. They're leaving footprints of what's working. So we just got to find those footprints and follow them. That's how I look at this whole media buying thing. Okay. So again, I'm going through. Let me come back here, and I'm finding the landing pages. Okay, and I keep track of the landing page. When I click on these banner ads that I find that are cool, I save the banner ad. Then I go to the landing page, I save the landing page, and I'm going to plug these things into SimilarWeb to find out where the traffic's coming from, and that'll open up a whole new. I mean, you can literally spend days like following this path and seeing the banner ads and digging deeper, right? Let's go to these are other banner ads I found that are cool. I love some of these ads. Is that funny? I go to blogs and I never read blog articles. I always scroll to the bottom and look for banner ads. It's my favorite. Also, I'm sure you guys have seen like these fake news sites. Okay, you can believe what you want on them, but they work. They work really, really good. You can build a site ClickFunnels really quick and driving traffic from media to a news site and then from news site over to your offer. Okay, there's a reason why everyone's doing them is because they work. Okay, so again, reverse engineer what's working. Okay, this is blood sugar news. Simple secrets for promoting normal blood sugar levels. You come down here, you got everything, boom, you click on there, and it takes you to the 15-day sample, okay, which takes them to the product. Okay, so if you guys, the biggest thing, if nothing else with the media buying thing I want to kind of stress is this is the time for you guys to become like spies and see what they're doing and dig deeper, and this is like, literally, this is what I do, you guys. This whole Trello board right here is probably, I don't know, an afternoon of me goofing around, and I found all these things. I kept digging deeper and deeper, and it was just so much fun. And then from that, I have so much data now I can go back and start buying ads directly on sites and things like that. Okay. All right. So what I want to show you guys next. So that's how we kind of get the banner ads. We find out the landing pages. We find out what we're going to model. We keep digging deeper and deeper. And then after we have that, a couple things we can do. Okay. So let me go back to SimilarWeb. So I got to find one of these that's specifically like a blog, because that's the best way to do it. Your Skincare Mag, please say this is the blog. Okay, this one is not. Some of these are not blogs. So what I'm typically looking for on these sites, I go to them all really, really quickly, and I'm trying to find one where at the bottom they have an advertised link. Okay. Okay, so that's not a good one. Skincare exclusive tips. Maybe this will be a good one. Okay. Okay, that's not a good one either. Anyway, of course, since I'm on a live webinar, I'm not going to be able to find that like in 2 seconds. Sometimes it's really easy to find. Okay, that one's not either. Let me come back to lifeguru.com. This might be better. Okay, so lifeguru.com. So let's say your results took you back to here, right? So I came here. I know now that ads for my target market are on this site. They're working. So what I do, the same thing I do with the email ads. I go to the very, very bottom. I look and check it out. Right there's a button that says advertise. Click on that. And then boom, it tells me how I can advertise with them. Okay. Want to advertise this? Click here. Yes, I do. And what they do is check it out. See, it popped up an email. So they're advertising inquiries. So if I send that email, what they're probably going to do, I'm not sure, but usually what happens is they will send me then a media kit that tells me how much it costs to put a banner ad on here. And again, they're going to give you a horrible price. It's not real. And just like we negotiate emails, I'm going to negotiate this. Okay, come back and say, hey, this is really, really cool. We'd love to run a test on your site. I see you told me it's, whatever, it's going to cost me $1,000. We have the ability to do a smaller test. We're willing to test 500 or 1,000. Just willing, just want to see If you'd be willing to do that, they say yes. We run the ad for a little bit. After we run for a little bit, we come back to them and say, hey, it was all right, but we're not quite at break even. If you can get it to this price, we'd probably be able to keep running it. They say yes or no, and then boom, you got a site now. And so for me, like every time I add a banner ad to a site, it's cool because we get it there, and it starts running, and we start seeing traffic come through. And sometimes some sites are crazy. Like you'll get, hundreds and sometimes thousands of clicks a day consistently coming to your offer. It's just like it's like turning on a money tap. Sometimes it starts coming in. It just comes in like crazy. Other ones don't do it at all. And some of them work for a while, then it kind of will die. And so we'll go back and every month we'll change out the banner ad, or we'll tweak things out. Sometimes every week we might change out the banner ad. But we watch that to see, is the site still making us money? And so we just each day we'll log in from the day before and say, okay, how many clicks did it get? How much did it cost us? How much did it make? Did it work? Okay, good. Keep letting it run. And if it doesn't, then we come back. Okay, it's not stopped working now. Let's try changing banner ad. Let's try changing this. Let's try doing. We'll move things around until it works again, and then we'll kind of watch it. And then when it starts wearing off, then we change it again. Okay, but it's just kind of for me, it's a fun process. And if you get one site that's driving 1,000 clicks a month to you, then you get a second site, then a third site, and soon you got 5, 6, 10, 15 sites all driving traffic to you. Each driving 1,000 clicks a month or 1,000 clicks a week, whatever it is. The exponential growth of that is amazing. And that's how you can really make your company solid, because you've got a solid traffic plan in place. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay, so that's kind of the way that we do it. And I personally, I much rather prefer going directly to people like this and buying it. So for me, this is my process. I want to find a site that has advertised on it. Now, there's other ways you can do it that I'm not as good at, so I'm not going to train you how to do it. But you can do it through like Google. So Google's got a content network. So if they have a big block of Google ads right here, I can go into Google and I can buy ads directly on the site as well. Okay. For me, I don't like. I'm just not good at that, so we don't do it. But there's another strategy you can use. A couple other things that are cool. And this is something we're starting to do more and more of, but native advertising networks. This is one called Taboola. Have you guys ever seen Taboola before or anything similar to that? Okay. Very, very cool. Somebody has to try it. So this is what Taboola is. In fact, I'm sure you've actually seen Taboola ads before. Okay. So for example, this is what it looks like. Yeah, it's funny they said you've seen this before. So all these like news sites, they always have a section at the bottom that's like has these pictures of crazy ads, right? Of different funny things. In fact, if you look back here on my examples here, most of these I think are all Taboola ads that I found. I thought were really creative. Yeah, so you see this, like, so there'll be a blog, and the bottom of the blog is like, has like little articles like this, like muscle supplements causing controversy over being steroid alternatives, right? You got these things here. These look like they're content in the person's website, but they're not. They're ads, okay? Most of them are coming from Taboola or one of the other native advertising platforms. Okay, same thing here. This is the bottom of a blog post, and you're like, oh, cool, these are other blog posts. Holy cow, look at that dude. That guy looks a lot like me with my shirt off, don't you guys think? That's awesome. Anyway, these are at the bottom of a blog post. And so you see these, and you think they're content. You click on them, and then typically they take you to a different blog that has an article about this, and then from there they try to sell you, right? Okay, and so that's what Taboola is their native advertising platforms. But the way it works is it's not just putting up an ad that then drives to your opt-in page or drives to your registration page. They only let you drive ads to content. Okay, so this is like the media kit that they sent us when we first signed up with them. So what they do is like you have to go and you give them your ad. So again, your ad looks like the ones I showed you, and then you also have to have like a blog page like this that is content, because they only drive content, or they only drive ads into content. Okay, and so that's kind of the way that it works. And so you are going to go and you're going to create on your blog or create a special website just for it, where you have an article talking about your product, and that's where you're going to drive ads through. Okay, so you drive media. In fact, that's why if you guys notice, when you start doing this, you start clicking on ads, you're going to be like, you click on an ad, and us as marketers are like, hey, where are they going to sell me now? But then as a consumer, you don't want to be sold, right? You want to go to another article. So you click on that, it takes you to another article, you read that, and then that article now sells you on the product. So that's kind of the process. Does that make sense, you guys? So again, you'll start seeing this more and more as you guys start funnel hacking everybody. By the way, we had our mastermind meeting here last week, and everyone is calling it funnel hacking. Like, hey, I'm gonna go funnel hack that guy. Oh, cool, I funnel hacked it. So I want all you guys to start getting that into your vocabulary. That's my goal, is for all of us to be funnel hacking everyone, right? So this is the process, okay? So here's like big news site, right? Let's say it's Fox News. So it's big news site. Big news site. They got their article right here in the bottom. They're like, oh, here's 4 more cool articles about whatever, right? You click on this ad, and it's got to take them over to your news site that you control. So it can be your blog, it could be whatever you want to do, right? But it's your content. Because there's content right here, and then in the content, you then push people out to go buy your thing. Okay, so that's the process right here, you guys. And one thing I want you all to be aware of is that Taboola and these other native advertising platforms have been making this such a big thing, and it gives a better user experience to people who, like, let's say they're on Fox News, right? Because they're not clicking on this thing and it's sold. They're not going from here directly to here. Okay, when they do that, when they click on Fox News ad and they come over here, Fox News, people don't like Fox News. They're like, oh, you're selling this stuff, and they don't like that. And so what Fox does, and all these other news sites, is that you click on this ad and it takes you to more content. And from here, from your own blog or your own thing, you click on it. And so if they're upset about the product, they get mad at the blog owner, not at Fox News, right? Okay, and so this is where the future in advertising is. Just so you guys are all very, very aware of this. Facebook ads, I think in 6 months from now, it'll be 100% where it has to be this way. That's my prophecy or my guess. I don't know. But I'm already starting to fill in my businesses where Facebook less and less likes to promote directly from Facebook to a webinar registration page or to an opt-in page, okay? Because if that opt-in page if someone doesn't like that, then people get mad at Fox News, okay? Or they get mad at Facebook, excuse me. And so Facebook, that's why they're banning accounts like crazy right now, because you're giving people a bad user experience because they're clicking on your ad and they're seeing an opt-in page, right? And so these other networks that have proven the model now, and I think in the very near future, all other ad networks like Facebook and Twitter and all these other platforms will go 100% to that, where the only thing they will allow you to promote is more content. Okay, you're already seeing that on Facebook now, where when you're buying ads, you're pushing your content, right? That's what they want. They don't want you pushing the squeeze page. And so just so you guys know, like in my company, we're seeing the writing on the wall. And so we've never really had a blog before, but we're creating a blog with the sole purpose of writing good articles, and then we can then push on Fox News, push on Facebook, push on Google PPC, like all the networks. We're pushing directly to our blog, and then our blog pushes to what we're selling. Okay, and so just so you guys know, and you're kind of aware of where the future is going. That's it. Okay, that's the direction. I'm convinced of that. So just so you guys are aware of that. So looking at Taboola as an advertising platform is a great way for you guys to kind of learn that. One issue I have with Taboola is they don't really let you target super well. And so, like, if your product's not really mass market, it doesn't work that good. But diet, weight loss, financial, things that are mass appeal work good in there, and then they run through their whole platform. So you don't have as much control to really target specifically. But that's the game. That's how it's playing out. So I want to show you that because, again, this is kind of the beginnings of where everything's going, and it'll be there sooner than later. And so for us, we're trying to conform to that now, so that when 6 months from now or a year from now, whenever that actually does happen, we're prepared. We've got we've got pre-sale articles like this that are doing the heavy lifting for us. Okay. So those are the core things I want to show you guys. Obviously, we went over a lot. We went over a lot of different segments, but I wanted you guys to kind of think about, because what I found is that typically the smartest thing in your business is not to do all types of advertising. Not to say, okay, I'm going to do Facebook and solo ads and media buying. I'm going to do all these things. Okay, conceptually that seems like that's the logical thing, but it's not. Like, what's best is for you to figure out at first which one of these you like the best and master it. Okay, I'd rather have 100% of your effort on Facebook than 30% on all three of these. Okay, but I also know that everyone's personality types are different. Okay, if I was to focus 100% on Facebook, I would want to kill myself because it's more analytical than I'm able to handle. But John, for example, this is like this fits perfectly with his skill set and what he does and how he's able to operate. So for him, that's the market. That's the thing that should work. For me, email is my favorite because it's like a shotgun. I get really fast results. I can do those things. So for me, if I was to pick one, I would focus 100% on solo ads because it fits my personality type. And media buying is kind of in the middle between the two. Okay. So for you guys, I want you to think about right now is figure out like kind of which one of these three is the most exciting for you, and then you got to start digging deep just in that one and become a master at that. Okay. Now there will be times in the near future where you can go back and add Facebook and go back and add media buying or whatever it is, but don't do it at first because you will water down your efforts. You're going to water down your money because all of us, we have a finite amount of resources we can spend on advertising. And so if you break it between three different things, you're not going to have enough money to get any of them to be successful. So focus on one, master it, because it takes a little while. It's not something that typically you master an advertising platform overnight. It just doesn't happen, unfortunately. So it'll take you a little while, but spend some time, master it, get it to where it's working, where you're profitable, where you're buying ads and you're breaking even or you're profitable on the front end. And when that's mastered and systems are in place where it's running, then come back and dig deeper on the next one. Does that make sense, you guys? So that's my game plan for you. That's what we do here internally, and that's the way you're going to see the most success. And so the goal of this was really to kind of be more of an overview of the three core ways that we drive traffic, so you can figure out which ones you want. And then moving forward, like I said, I'm going to have some of the Facebook training will be in here immediately. But coming out, we're gone next week as a company. We're going to be on the marketers cruise, but we will get back the first week in February. And when we do that, all of our updates for instant traffic hacks will be live, which will dig deep into all of these right here, and plus a couple others that we do. Okay, and so those are I would say probably 98% of the way done. We just have to finish polishing them off, get all the resources, and that'll be live. But this training should hopefully give you the ability now to go start digging deeper, start playing with that, and figuring out which one you like the most. And then look for that in about a week from now. You'll be able to have all the training that goes into all these aspects really, really deep and help you become a master of which one you want. Is that awesome, you guys? All right, cool, cool, cool. So I appreciate you guys being on here, and I hope that you guys got a lot of really good ideas and things like that. So I will try to get this recording up. What day? Today's Friday on our side. I'll try to get this recording up as soon as possible. Hopefully before I hit on the cruise, but we've got to render it out and get it all uploaded and stuff like that. So I will try to get that done tonight, and then if I can get it done tonight, then it'll be in the members area tonight, as well as the launch funnel training. I'll get that in there tonight as well. So that's my goal, and I will work on that as best I can. Other than that, you guys, I appreciate you. Have an awesome week. We do not have another class next week. We don't have a class. I'm out of town. I believe the week after. I can't remember right now. Anyway, I think we have another class coming up really soon. But you'll get information on that coming out in the near future. But we are getting close to the end of the Funnel Hacks class. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I hope you're digging deep into the trainings. Those of you guys who don't know about our Facebook group, we do have a Facebook group that we're all hanging out at. It's facebook.com/groups/.com-secrets. And a ton of you funnel hackers are all in there right now hanging out. So if you're not yet, come and join. It's facebook.com/groups/.com-secrets. And come tell us your success stories. Tell us the things you're struggling with. Let us know. We got a great community. We are about 2,000 members strong so far and growing. So love to have you guys. I'll send this link to the chat right now so you guys all have that. But yeah, definitely come join our group. Come hang out. A lot of guys and gals who are doing ClickFunnels in there, so it's really good community support. So make sure to hang out in there with us, and we're always talking marketing and cool things like that. And then yeah. Oh, someone asked. So the next training program we're going to be doing after the Funnel Hacks is done is a supplement course. I know a lot of you guys are interested in that. So we should in February be having more information about the supplement course. It is a different course, different training program, different track. But for those of you guys who are interested in supplements, that'll be coming out soon, and we'll send you info on how to register and sign up for that if you're interested. And other than that, we appreciate you guys. Hope you are having a ton of fun and in ClickFunnels. And anyway, I'm just grateful to be part of the team that's had a chance to share with you guys. It's been such an honor on my side, and it's been so fun to see what you guys have been doing with this stuff and seeing people who have no business, who are all of a sudden in business, launching stuff, creating things. And in fact, I saw, who was it here? Oh, Daryl posted. Like last week, he was like going through Funnel Hacks, and he was going through his webinar, and he went in and got a perfect webinar. All the training you guys have, he had, and then he just posted. I think it was yesterday. I wonder if I can find it here. Boom, right here, yeah. So Daryl posted. Check this out, you guys. So this is one of you. This is one of the funnel hackers who went through. He set up his funnel through ClickFunnels. He went into back here in Inception Secrets, and he downloaded the perfect webinar script and training. Followed the perfect webinar script, launched it, and then this is yesterday at 4:27. So the webinar was, can you say perfect? I made almost 2K, but it was my first time doing it. I converted 25% of the people. Thank you, Russell, for creating the framework. It felt great having the organization. Thanks. Anyway, is that awesome? So that's the perfect webinar, guys. This perfect webinar has made more people in our coaching program more money in the last 90 days than anything else we've ever done. And you guys have it right here. Just log into Funnel Hacks, Inception Secrets, and then when you log in, it's the perfect webinar. But anyway, I digress. I'm just excited. It's fun stuff's happening. It's fun seeing you guys' successes. So please come to the members area. Let us know what's happening. We want to celebrate your successes with you and want to help you through your pains and your troubles. And anyway, just know we care about you guys. We're here for the long haul. We're going to keep making ClickFunnels better and better. We got some really cool updates coming out as soon as we get back from the trip. So February is going to be amazing. In fact, we're going to be doing a webinar probably the first week in February that we're going to show you, I think, 10 to 15 brand new features that ClickFunnels can do that are going to blow your minds. And so it's going to be fun. So anyway, spend this week doing this stuff, you guys. dig deeper, do some research, find some things, and just have some fun. And when we get back the first week of February, is we're going to start having some fun with going deeper into ClickFunnels. So appreciate you guys. Again, thanks so much for being on here, and I will talk to you guys all again soon. Thanks, everyone.